Hello there, this is Robin Norgren, your gifted learner, and I just got through finishing the book entitled What Great Teachers Do Differently, 17 Things That Matter Most. I've been reading it over the last couple weeks. I've been using it kind of as my morning kind of preparation that I do, which I should talk about that on another video of how I prepare to go to school and to be in the classroom and be my best self in the classroom. But it's probably, I had to track it because I'm going to use it as one of my, part of my professional development hours. So it took about 2 hours to read, pretty bite-sized information. It breaks it down into 17 different things. And so I thought it'd be interesting to talk about a few of them and then put them in perspective of what I do in a Montessori classroom. So the first two are great teachers never forget that it is people, not programs, that determine the quality of a school. And the second one is great teachers establish clear expectations at the start of the year and follow them consistently as the year progresses. So let's start with that first one. That you never forget that it's people, not programs, that determine the quality of a school. Well, I can honestly say that is, it seems so obvious, but I would like to break it down to even more of a practical way of thinking about it. When you go into, just depending on what sort of school environment you are involved in, you will either be given a curriculum or you are creating your lesson plans, or a combination of both. And in a Montessori classroom, it's a bit more streamlined in the sense that universally we do have a set of what you would call albums, which features 9 areas of the classroom. So you draw from those as much as possible daily. And so while I completely love the curriculum for Montessori. It has its holes, as I've spoken about in other videos, such as art, which is why I started creating my own art lessons to add to my classroom. But I will say that for the most part, it is a really vibrant and dynamic curriculum that you really can pique a child's interest in the classroom. But that being said, if I were to ever think that I'm just relying on the materials that are given me and not putting into effect that it also is the quality of who I am as a person and ultimately a teacher, then I'm really not doing the students in my care I'm doing them a disservice, to be really honest. Because if I am not confident about what it is that I'm teaching and where it is that we're going, and I'm more aligned with, okay, I just got to make sure that my observations are, stellar on the days I'm being told I'm observed, and all of those things that go along with it. The pop-ins that with the administration that come in on a regular basis. If I'm so focused on that, I really do, because it does get to me from time to time, because a lot of my colleagues will put so much energy into that you start to think that, oh my goodness, maybe I'm not ever really going to get the raise or ever advance in my career because I'm not looking at it that way. But I think, ultimately it really is a personal decision about what kind of outcome you want to see. And sure, I would love to be able to hit the incentives. And ultimately, I hope what I do will hit those incentives. But if I ever get stuck in that simply the goal, then I'll really lose sight of these are young people who are looking to me to give my best effort to prepare them for their their future in education, being kindergarten being for most of them that first step, right? So there's that, and then there's also the number two, coupled with that, the establishing the clear expectations at the start of the year. Well, many of you know that I took on a class mid-year, so I did not have the luxury of those first 10 weeks with these students, and it was 10 weeks with the students. They had a fall break, and then they came back, and here I am. And so I had to establish those expectations, but then also realize there was some grieving going on. Where is their teacher? They literally never saw their teacher again. They didn't understand why this is happening. And then, really, from that time to even winter break, like, are they going to come in and I'm not going to be there anymore? So, there was a lot of undercurrent, not just from parents, I'm sure, but also from admin, and then ultimately from these young people who really got interrupted. And I won't ever be that person to say a teacher shouldn't leave, because I'm telling you, I 100% am um, in the mindset of, if the teacher cannot handle it anymore, you want that teacher to leave. There could be so many other things that go on that cause something even more detrimental to a child than them having to adjust to a new teacher. That's just my mindset on it, because I do not want somebody to be in charge of 24 to 31 children and he or she just feels like they can't do it anymore. You need to go on. You need to, do well in your life, and let admin figure that out. But that being said, it was very much an undercurrent in the classroom, because there were behaviors and things that I know, had I started at the beginning of the year, they wouldn't have been there. And here we are going into week number 26, and I'm finally starting to see that normalization, which is what we call it in a Montessori classroom, finally really coming to play, where they really understand, I'm staying, I care about you. We're here to grow as a community, and I want you to succeed. So, anyway, those are the first two from the book. Like I said, I think it's a great read, well worth picking up. I'm sure you could probably find it even in your library. But I will continue to share a little more. There are a total of 17 things that matter most. So I will touch on the ones that I find to have been most valuable for me. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, let me know down in the comments if you have any particular questions about myths or misconceptions, or even like things that you might have found intriguing about the Montessori curriculum or Montessori philosophy. I'd be happy to answer questions. All right, take care. See you soon.